Hi everyone, my name is Pranita Kumbar and I am a final year engineering student at Vidyavardhini's College of Engineering and Technology, specializing in artificial intelligence and data science, along with a strong interest in full stack web development. Over the past few weeks, as a part of WebStack Academy internship, I built and deployed a complete food ordering web application called OrderIt using the MERN stack, MongoDB, Express, React, and Node.js. In this video, I will walk you through two things. First, I will go through a short presentation covering the project's goal, the technology behind it, and how it's structured. After that, I will switch over to the live deployed website and give you a full walkthrough showing what a regular customer experiences and then login in separately as an admin to show the features only an admin can access. So let's get started. This is OrderIt, a full stack one food ordering platform. The idea behind this project was to go beyond a simple to-do list or CRUD app and instead build something that mirrors a real production food delivery experience. From browsing a menu all the way to a paid tracker. So, OrderIt is a single restaurant online food ordering application. A customer can browse the menu, add items to their cart, pay securely through Stripe, and then track their order status all without leaving the browser. Going into this internship, I had four main goals. First, to properly master the MERN workflow, designing schemas, building REST APIs, and connecting them to a React and Redux from end. Second, to implement real features, not toy examples. Things like authentication, card management, and payments. Third, to integrate third party services the way real companies do. Stripe for payments, Cloudinary for image storage, and Groq's AI for generating content. And finally, to actually ship the project, to deploy it live and go through the real process of debugging a production application, not just something running on localhost. Before writing any code, the project needed to support four core ideas, that is, browsing and searching restaurants and menus, a persistent shopping cart with Stripe checkout, user account with order history, and an admin layer for managing coupons, uploads, and AI generated content. To build this, I use the MERN stack. Full stack simply means one JavaScript code base spans the browser, the server, and the database. And MERN does exactly that. MongoDB is the database storing everything from user to order to menus in flexible document based collections. Express is the server framework that sits on the top of Node.js, handling routes and middleware. React powers the front end, broken into reusable components with Redux Toolkit, managing global state like the logged in user and card contents. And Node.js is the JavaScript runtime that ties the whole backend together, meaning I wrote both the front end and backend in the same language. Here's is how the pieces actually talk to each other. The client built with React and Byte sends requests through an Exos API layer carrying a JWT authentication cookie with every request. Those requests hit the API server built with Express, where they pass through authentication middleware and routes to the right controller. The server then reads from or writes to MongoDB using Mongoose for schema validation. Around this core flow, there are several connected services. Stripe handles all payment processing during checkout. Cloudinary stores uploaded image, both users, avatars, and food item photos. Groq API is used to automatically generate food item descriptions, and for deployment, the backend is hosted on Render, while the frontend is hosted separately on Netlify. This slide is probably the most honest part of the presentation. These are real problems I ran into while deploying and what they taught me. The first was a cross domain cookie breaking authentication. Everything worked perfectly on localhost, but the moment my front end and back end were deployed to two different domains, Netlify and Render, every single authenticated request started failing with a 401 error. The fix was setting the same site for none and moreover, on the authentication cookie, which taught me a what can we say, a lot about how cookies actually behave across different domains in production versus how forgiving localhost is. The second was a case sensitivity bug that only showed up on Linux. My imports referenced a folders as components lowercase, but the actual folder was named component with a big capital letter. Windows doesn't care about the difference, so it worked fine on my machine, but Netlify's Linux build server do care and the build failed. That was a good lesson in how your local environment can quietly hide bugs that only appear once you deploy somewhere else. The third challenge was managing environmental variable across three separate places, my local .env file, render, and netlify, each needing slightly different values. A mismatch in something like the front-end URL variable caused coarse error that took some careful debugging to track down. And finally, I learned that Node.mon, which is great for local development because it auto restarts your server on file changes, is not meant for production. My start stripe was using it in production, which caused a permission error and crashed the deploy. Switching to a plain node start command fixed it. And while I was in there, I also cleaned up a batch of outdated vulnerable npm packages. To summarize what was actually built, secure JWT authentication with HTTP only cookies, restaurant and menu browsing with live search, a persistent cart with Stripe powered checkout, full order creation and tracking, Cloudinary-based image uploads, AI generated dish descriptions using Groq, a coupon and discount system, and the entire thing deployed live. The backend on Render and the front end on Netlify. This internship took OrderIt from a blank database schema to a fully live, publicly accessible application. And now I would like to actually show it to you. So let's switch to the real deployed website. So this is the homepage of OrderIt live on Netlify. Right away, you can see the list of restaurants available on the platform along with the search bar at the top to look for a specific restaurant and a filtered option to show vegetarian restaurant. Now I will search for anything. So yeah, uh, it is working. As I type here the results filtered, in real time, calling the backend search API on every keystroke. So, and here you can see I have only one restaurant which is fully vegetarian, so it is showing only one restaurant. We can sort by review. Uh, just a second. Yeah. So every restaurant have 70 reviews, so there is nothing to sort. And also sort by rating. So sort by rating, it is sorted. Okay. So now we will go to the login as I have not logged in yet. Let's create a new account. I will click on register. So if you have already logged in, so you can log in here. If you don't have logged in, click on new user, register page will open. So I will just create a new. Sorry. And oh, okay, so this is the constraint where we have to add at least 6 letters in the password. So I will add the password, confirm it, and yeah, you can add the phone number. You can choose the avatar as per your and click register. So I have registered successfully. So let's click into one of the restaurants to view its menu. So we will click here. So here's the menu page. Food items are grouped into categories. For example, starter, the main course, and the bread it has. And each item shows a name, description, price, and an image. You will notice these descriptions were actually generated using the Groq AI integration I mentioned earlier, rather than being written manually for every single item. Adding to cart and checking out. As a logged in customer, I can add any item straight to my cart with this button. So I have added these three start main course. For now, let's add a couple more items and open the cart. So this is the cart page where I can see my four selected items. So now I can increase the number here or decrease, and also we can delete. Now you can see the one item is deleted. Now we will check out. So we can for iPhone users, you can use pay, or else you can use link for payment. Here is the full name. So this is my name, my nation, address, city, pin code, or my state, my mobile number. And now, as it is a testing, what we can say, it is created for testing. So the card information is 4242. Yeah. Save my information. Yeah. So we can proceed. So it is processing, it is completed. Now you can see the message that your order has been placed successfully. So to view this order, you can click on go to orders and see your order. It is processed. Its status is processing. You can view it. Yeah. So you can see the name, the phone number, address, amount, payment, processing, and the food that you ordered. Now I have shown you how the payment work, and you can see now you can click on the button view review summaries. So this review summary will open. Here are the summary of the reviews. 70 reviews in the database are stored. So according to that, summaries generated by Groq AI, you can see here. You can see every restaurant has its own review, positive, negative, mixed. You can see here. According to that, you can proceed your particular order. You can hide and you can see multiple. Also in profile, you can see the profile. Edit your profile. If you want to change the email or name, you can do that. You can change your avatar and update. So users updated successfully. You can see your past orders also. So I have shown you only one order. So it is showing only one here. So this is about the user side. Now I will show you how the intended admin can add menu items, restaurants, and other things. OrderIt doesn't have a separate admin dashboard page. Instead, every user has a role field in the database, either user or admin. And the interface adapts based on that role right on the same pages a regular customer uses. I set my role to the admin directly in MongoDB Atlas for this account. So let's log in with my admin account now. So this is the email that I have added in the MongoDB, which is working in the backend. Uh, the role for which I have assigned as admin. Login. So now it's a login successfully. Right away on the home page, you will notice something a regular user never sees. This add delete you can see here, which is not in the user side. You can see one more thing, add restaurant. I will show you how the admin will add a restaurant. So I will create a restaurant as what. So I will add the address as Virar is. So it's a not a pure weight. I will add the longitude and latitude for it. It's a testing purpose, so yeah. So I will search for the tips. You have to add the restaurant image here. Yeah, I have to copy the link, image link, and now you can add here and click create. So now you can see that image has been created and the restaurant is also created. Now we will click on this and you can see here is a add menu thing, category name, starter, create. The starter is create. You can add menu as main course, create. Okay, so we will first add the items in starter. So paneer chili I will add. Guys, you can set the, or you can just put it. Here, Groq AI can use for the description. As I have shown you, you can add item, delete item, add menu here, and from the existing restaurants that has already been added by the admin, that can also be deleted. Item you can add here also, delete also. So that's it about the admin part. Admin have access to edit all the things. So to summarize, an admin account can create and delete restaurant, create and delete entire menu, categories and individuals food items to any categories and remove specific food items all through the same interface a customers use, just with extra control layered in based on their role. On the backend, every one of these actions is protected by role checking middleware. So even if someone tried to call this API endpoint directly without admin privileges, the server would reject the request with a 403 error. That brings me to the end of this walkthrough. Now to recap, OrderIt is a full stack MERN application covering everything from browsing and card management to secure Stripe, payment, order tracking, and role based admin controls, all deployed live using rendered for the backend and Netlify for the front end. This project pushed me to go well beyond just writing code that works locally. It forced me to actually understand authentication across domain, environment configuration, and the kind of debugging that only shows up once real users hits a real deployed application. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Webstack Academy for this internship opportunity. This is Pranita Kumbhar signing off. Thank you.